We're going to go to our first panelist, Latoya Rodney, aka Latoya Jane, aka Jane from Finch, one time known as Creature. Latoya is a songwriter, a rapper, and a singer. She was sucked into the street life and battled with the streets versus her music. She was eventually incarcerated for 18 months in a women's facility in Toronto. It was in jail that music became her therapy, and she began rapping, singing, and songwriting. Welcome, Latoya. You're on mute.
Oh,
Yes.
no, I'm not.
Now you're not.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. First time you're on Zoom or no?
Yeah, and it's weird.
Right? Trust me. I'm still, yeah. So how old were you, Toya, when you went to jail?
I was 19 when I went in, I was 21 and I was 23 when I came out.
Okay. And I'm just gonna jump back and forth. But how much time did you do in the hole?
3 months.
Okay. What caused you to get the whole time?
To be honest, I didn't even do anything. Like, they left me on the ramp. I just got bail this day, and they left me on the ramp, and it was like a male and female prison. I was in Hamilton first. I was in 4 different jails during my whole jail stay, but I was in Hamilton, and they left this guy on the ramp, and he touched me sexually. And I kind of got cheesed at them because I was just like, why'd you guys leave me here? Like, this guy. So they forgot me on the ramp. And then when I had complained to them, they put something on my card to make me look like.
Sorry
Pardon me?
No. Sorry. Go ahead.
They put something on my card to make it look like I wasn't allowed around males because I'm problematic towards males. So they just flung me in the hole. They didn't want to deal with me because they were just like, they don't want to put me nowhere in the jail or anything like that. So they just left me there.
Okay, so we talked about this earlier. I want to really stress some things. So parents, Toya was mentioning before that she's a product of the school to prison pipeline. And I want you guys to understand that card that teachers have, that card that follows students, and that card that follows young people and individuals through jail to prison. That card is a serious thing because that card determines the treatment of the next guard, whether what's on it is true or not. A lot of our young men are STG labeled from the community, and that follows them from the community to jail to prison. But sorry, I'm not gonna come off too much. But okay, so I want to break down the ramp. What's the ramp?
What do you mean the ramp?
You said you were left on the ramp with the
the ramp. So like, I guess there's these like hallways where you travel, but they left me. I was supposed to come up and it's supposed to be cleared, but it wasn't cleared. So like this rapist, because when he touched me, he said if he wasn't going to court, he would have raped me right on the ramp. And you could tell that he was like a rapist, you know? So I guess because they messed up so bad, they just flung me in the hole to cover it up. Because I mean, I guess I could have even sued, you know what I mean? They don't ever make that mistake to leave a female and a male on the ramp. But they did it with me.
So now, because you complained to them, they turned around and they villainized you, basically. So they put you in, they started to treat you bad. So what happened after that?
So they left me in the hole. And then, like, I remember even these school youths getting a tour and coming near my room and them asking, like, what's wrong with her? And they were just like, she's crazy. She's accusing guards of the wrong things. And I was downstairs. Like, I didn't really shower. Like, out of the 3 months, I probably showered like 10 times because I had to learn how to take bird baths. Like, they just treated me bad. And I'm not going to lie to you. Like, through all of that, like, my mental health state wasn't cool. I started to get panic attacks. And then they shipped me out to another jail in London, flung me in the hole there. And then when they released me out and I had a panic attack, the nurse, like, he dealt with me physical there. Like, I won't even mention the physical things I've been, because guards dislocated my arm there. They stepped in my face. Like, I've been through it in that time that I was there. You know what I'm saying? I've been through it.
You were the first batch of girls that opened Maplehurst, is that right?
The new Vanya, yeah, it was the first batch of women that opened there.
Okay, and at that time it was male and females?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So can you break down the hole? What was the hole like? You said you hardly bathed 10 times for 3 months.
Hardly bathed, at back problems because the mattresses is thin. I didn't eat every day because they didn't even give me proper food, and just how they move, like sometimes I'd get the phone once a day. So like I'm not even gonna lie to you, I just talked to myself and I read my Bible because there wasn't nothing else to do. And I knew I was gonna go Lulu. Oh, and I had like little talent shows for the man them because I was in there with men. Like, so they just used to make me sing for them before bedtime.
Okay. So, and that was my next question. So how did you get through? So you said you read the Bible, you said you wrote music at that time, and you started
I
to
started
perform?
writing lyrics as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I started to perform in prison, and then I started to write lyrics in prison. So to express myself.
I took notes earlier. So you got a bladder infection when you were in the hole as well, right?
I did. Bladder infections. I did.
Okay. And then, so what are the different things that kept you sane or as sane as could be? So it was the Bible, you writing music, performing. Was there anything else?
Psalms 35 and 142. Writing my lyrics, because I even entered a poetry contest from prison and I won in America. So like just being able to write down my lyrics and perform, that's what kept me sane. Not the English. Or being able to use a phone and hear from my family.
And is there anything that you want to leave behind with family members who have loved ones that are incarcerated in this time with excessive lockdowns through COVID-19? What tips can you tell family to best support their loved ones?
I always tell family to just be there for them. Like, I know it's kind of rough sometimes, but like, you got to understand, like, this COVID is not even close to compare to what you go through in prison. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're in the hole. Like, I'm literally feeling it right now, like when I was in the hole, because you can't ever forget a feeling like that. You can't ever forget a little cubicle where you poo, where you pee, where you sleep, where you eat, all in that same space. And like, you hear people die. Like, it's the most deepest. Oh, my brethren, shout him out, Zeb. I didn't even know he's watching, but he's watching from prison in Jamaica right now. Shout out Zeb. He just wrote me that it's impeccable what he's watching. But I didn't even know that I could go through such a thing, you know what I'm saying, in the hole. Like, I didn't even know that they could really keep me there for so long, like, and I didn't even do anything. You got to understand, I mean, spiritually, you don't know, it was my thing to go through in order to be who I am today. But I mean, I got my arm dislocated, okay, for no reason. Bob Riker, I remember you, because you did it. He was a deputy super. Then it was the next deputy super, Mr. Serpa, who I love. I hope he sees this. He's the one that rescued me one day and said, yo, how long were you down here? And I didn't know the date. So I asked him the date, and he told me, and I said, like 3 months. And he said, yo, pack your stuff. You're getting out of here today, okay? And it was so bad, you guys, that when I went to the West detention now, I told you I went to 4 jails in my jail stay. When I went to the West detention now, and they seen me, and the girls were taking out my hair, and they seen me, yo, they dedicated the TV to me for the whole week because they were just like, they thought that I was wearing braids. They didn't know my hair had grown off that much. And I even have somebody who's here who we actually became friends from prison, and she remembers how they used to beat me. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they were tired of me, like, I've been beat by the guards like a good 3 times. And there was nothing I could do about it because they told me I wouldn't come out and see my son again. So yeah, that's enough.
And is there anything else you want to leave with any of the viewers? Even some of the men that are calling in right now.
I want to say this because this is really important in my personal testimony. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, like I used to be a gang leader, you know, I used to be a bad girl, and I used to act like I was so invincible. So when I went to jail, it changed me, you know. I never went back. You could ask my family. I never went back. Especially, I never made my son visit me because even of the rules, he's not allowed to sit on my lap, all them little foolishness. So I never made my son come check me. And just from hurting from not seeing him so bad, it like, you see, if they didn't beat me up and do stupidness and just lock us down because they felt like it, have 5 girls in a cell, 3 of us are on our period for like 3 days and do all that kind of stuff, I probably would have came out better. But I came out worse. I used to have knives before I went to jail. I started to move with guns. I got worse because I just hated everything. And I was already damaged before I went to prison. So they didn't even think to like rehabilitate me while I was in there. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm a girl, people probably think, yeah, right. We go through it worse because they're afraid to demand them. So they're not going to broke you guys up and do. Like a certain guard just did that to me because I knew he was getting head from some of the girls. And like he just didn't like me because I knew that. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. I just hope you guys are there for your family that's in prison. And I hope you guys could try to move to make like certain legislations change, because right now I'm going back to school. I'm going to university to do a thesis on why education is important in prisons, because I finished most of my education in jail. You know what I'm saying? I came out and I graduated in an adult school at 25, but at least I did it. I did it because I had that provided to me in prison along with other programs and stuff. But minus the beating and the little idiot treatment that they did to me, I would have definitely changed if they really rehabilitated me, like those quotes that you just flashed up.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your realness. God, no. And I think that a lot of times we forget about the females. And I'm one that does that. I ride for the man them and I forget about the females, and I'm not going to do that. This year, I'm going to make sure that I reach out. When they lift off this COVID-19 stuff, I'm going to make sure I go to a female prison and start doing my thing in there too. But thank you so much, Toya. Make sure that you write your information on the message board. If anybody wants to contact Toya, she speaks at schools. She's an artist, and she's an amazing artist. So make sure you put your website on that bad boy, your Instagram. You guys check it out.
Latoya Jane Music. Yes. Add me. I'm on everything. Spotify, everything. Email me, latoyajanemusic@gmail.com. I'll come speak to you guys. Just Google me, Latoya Jane Music, and see all that I do. If I'm good, add me, message me. I'll message you back. Thank you.